Alright, all you high-scoring champions out there, welcome back to the Indy Radio Arcade. And according to the maestro during the break, he said, hey, wait a minute, you can save your game in this game of South Park Rally Days. And to answer that back, you can only save the characters you unlocked. If you lose during the arcade version of Rally Days, yeah, you have to start back from track 1. And Maestro's now saying really with a confused look on his face, but yeah, that's the game. Ta-da! But speaking of games, and hopefully ones that you can save your progress in, I think it's time for us to go ahead and check out some games from the Steam machine that we're going to put on high display along with your high scores along the way for another edition of the Indy Wall of Fame. And the first game that we have up comes from the creator Big with their set game Summer in Mara. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Harvest Moon with a little hint of Totoro with a splash in there of Mona as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that you get a chance to have your own pet to join you along on this journey. Cause I got a feeling you're gonna need a little help to try to maintain this giant oversized island you're living on. And according to the maestro, flip to page 4, and don't see a pet, maestro, but all I see is, oh, well, if you count that thing that looks like a flower, yeah, I guess that is a pet. Alright. And the next game that we have up besides Island Maintenance, folks, comes from the creators, or developers, Bob with their game, Survivalist Invisible Stray. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of 13 with a little hint of How to Survive in there as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they allow you to team up with other people in this game to help you survive the harsh wilderness that is featured in this game. Cause I got a feeling you're gonna definitely need some backup in the wilderness, especially seeing the fact that I do believe one of the people out in the woods is holding on to a shotgun trying to take you out. And he may be the mountain man according to the maestro. He's in this game too? Really? Huh, then you're really gonna need some backup. Jeez. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Indy Games with their game Endgame Road to Salvation. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Z Nation, Dead Nation, with a little hint in there of Blood Drive as well. And here's hoping in the near future, just like the game we mentioned before, that you get a chance to get some backup to help you out there on the field, because with all those things chasing you, and I can't call them human because all their eyes are glowing red from a distance, you're definitely gonna need some backup. And Maestro said you can actually modify one of the cars, and I see one of the modifications as a car which is a Jeep with a spike, I guess, shovel on the front of it, or a plow, thank you for the correction, Maestro, and even a machine gun turret on the top. Hopefully that'll help you out. Well, as long as you can fortify a place to live, because I got a feeling that gas is scarce, you should be fine. And according to the maestro, you can do that too, so alright. And the next game that we have up besides Roguelike Survival, folks, comes from the developers Immersion with their set game Disc Ninja. And this game automatically reminds me of not only the combination of disc golf, but a little hint of Onimusha in there as well. Or that one game my sister wanted to get for the Wii, I think it was called Red Steel. Yeah, this reminds me of Red Steel 2. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they give you different forms of discs to make your way to different targets. And hopefully one of the discs has, I guess, spikes at the end of it that you can bounce against the walls to make it toward the target just a little bit easier to mow. And Maestro said, how in the world will spikes help your disc bounce across the walls? And I'm going by Xena Warrior Princess logic here, so if spikes doesn't work, hopefully they have bladed ends for the disc so they can bounce off the walls just like the ring Xena has during Xena Warrior Princess. Because that would be cool if they have it. And the last but not least game that we have up for this week comes from the developers Digital Software with their game, The Dungeon Paradox. And this game automatically reminds me of the bonus game mode of Civilization 4 known as Afterworld. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that also reminds me a little bit of the dungeons featured in Champions of Norath, that they give you a flamethrower. And the only reason I'm asking for a flamethrower is because I saw those spiders during one of those screenshots and I want nothing to do with them. So here's hoping for a flamethrower to burn them or a shotgun to blast them all the way to the next dungeon where they belong. And according to the Maestro, you do get an option of different weaponry, but not too entirely sure about a flamethrower. Well, I'm gonna find a way to get one in this game. Definitely will. And oh, Maestro added in his 2 cents and said this game reminds him of XCOM. I can see it if it was in an ancient temple haunted by spiders and mummies. Yeah, I can see that. And with that said, folks, I think it's now time for us to check out some high scores from the Twitter page of one man, only known as High Score. And the first high score that we have up, since we mentioned the word high score now 4 times, comes from the gamer known as Larquay, with his high score of 795,740, a part of the Game Boy game of Pt.4. I've never heard of it, but it sounds familiar. And the next high score that we have up once again comes from Larquay with his high score of 12,415, a part of the Game Boy game of Battletoads. Then you have Speedy4759123 with his high score of 105,560, a part of the Android game of Papa Pear Saga, level 44. Man, that high of a high score only at level 44? Not bad. Anyway, the next high score that we have up comes from Bam Mees with his high score of 58,080, a part of the Genesis Mega Drive game of Atomic Runner. And I got a feeling one of these games in the near future may be featured during, guess a movie parody we're gonna do during the month of Extreme. Cause yeah, that requires a lot of action movies and this is a good one. But besides our planning process for next month, folks, the next high score that we have up comes from the gamer known as Bam Mees with his high score of 1,100 during the Game Boy game known as Batman the Animated Series. Never knew they made that into a game. I need to get that in the near future too. And the next high score that we have up comes from JML.101,582 with his high score of 250, a part of the PS3 game known as Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. And he got that high score with Superman too. Yeah, gotta appreciate that. Next high score that we have up comes from none other than Ouya Family with his high score of 41,260, a part of the Atari 7800 game of Pac-Man Collection, Mrs. Pac-Man, Apple Plus, All Fast, Off Difficulty. And we got a little bit lost there because he had the different settings that he clicked for this high score, which is pretty impressive. So congratulations, Omoyan family. Anyway, next high score that we have up comes from none other than Retro Denort with his high score of 37,000, a part of the arcade game of World Rally, with his total rally points being what we just said. Not bad. And not to mention he has his own custom logo too, so bonus points for you on that. And the next high score that we have up comes from the gamer Super James Nelson. Nice name, by the way, with his high score of 151,610, a part of the Tiny Arcade series of Galaga. And not to mention the fact that he was able to do this on that tiny arcade system. Yeah, seriously, congratulations to you as well. Anyway, folks, next high score that we have up comes from none other than Dumple with his high score of 80 during the classic arcade game of Tondemo Crisis. Then you have Dumple once again with another high score of 650,200, a part of the arcade game of Turtle Ship. Never heard of it. Well, according to the maestro, the next game we did hear of, because it comes from none other than Omar Geddon with his high score of 24, a part of the classic Mario Kart game of Mario Kart 64 under the special cup track with points up to the 50cc levels. Or at least he was under the 50cc rank under the special cup, getting 24 points. In Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64, just in case we forgot to mention the system he got it on. And the last but not least high score that we have up for this week, folks, comes from none other than Dumple with his high score of, and ladies and gentlemen, with this one we do have a new high score to end off this month, of 36,265,400, a part of the Neo Geo game of Prehistoric Isle 2, Return of the Dinosaurs. I know that's not the title of the game, we just added that in because it sounded cool. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out some cool high scores to go with that cool title we came up with, you can head on over to the Twitter page of one man only known as @HighScore, or even head on over to the website known as highscore.com to win cool prizes for your high scores. And like we say all the time during this part of the show that features high scores, it's a fair trade. And the high score to wrap up this month of arcade-like wonderment, folks, comes from none other than Dumple with his high score of 36,265,400, a part of the Neo Geo game of Prehistoric Isle 2, Return of the Dinosaurs. We're still adding that title in, I don't care what anybody says. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out any other cool games that are still coming through the Steam machine via the cargo ship, cargo plane, or subterranean train that is currently rumbling underneath your very toes, you can head on over to the store.steampower page, only known as store.steampower.com, and click ever so lightly on that upcoming button, as well as clicking on that Indy button as well, to check out a whole bunch of cool and tropical-like games that'll make you feel like you've been a part of a 5-week-long vacation that sort of reminds you of a Lifesaver commercial with Lady Smith back from Batu. Lifesavers, yum. I don't know why that commercial crossed my mind right now, but it's perfect to describe how awesome these games are. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to this music once again. And when we return, we'll be back with a very special bonus, a part of the Indy Radio Arcade, right after a word from our sponsors. So don't run out of continues just yet, folks, and stay tuned.